Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and today I am going to do Exp22 Excel chapter 5 cumulative merchandise. Basically this is the 5th chapter of Excel section of this Pearson course, and in this video I will be doing this assignment step by step, and you can get your assignments done by watching this complete video. But if you want me to do this assignment for you, or if you want me to do this complete course for you, including all the Word, Excel, PowerPoint or Access assignments, then you can contact me and you can hire me for your complete course. You can also hire me for your other courses like accounting, management, finance, information technology, computer sciences, all other writing assignments, mathematics or statistics. At start of the instruction, we are given with project description. There is nothing to solve in this project description, but I suggest you to read this project description well and get an idea about the assignment. Once you will read this will be easy for you to understand this assignment, and then you will be able to solve this assignment on your own. So please go through and get an idea. Then we have main part of the assignment, that is steps to perform to complete this project, and we have a total of 25 steps to get this assignment or to get this project done. In this video, I am not only going to solve the steps or questions for you, I am also going to make you learn Microsoft Excel as well. So if you want to do this assignment or if you want to learn Microsoft Excel, you are supposed to follow me and you are supposed to watch this complete video, and then you will be able to solve this. Okay, now let me start with step number 1 or question number 1, and that is saying start Excel, download and open the file named Exp22 Excel chapter 5 merchandise. Grader has automatically added your last name to the beginning of file name. So this is the Excel workbook that we're gonna use to solve this assignment. We will apply all the instructions, all the steps to this Excel workbook, and we're gonna make this Excel workbook in the final form for the submission. So your first task in this assignment is to download and open this Excel workbook. So step number 1 of the assignment is just about downloading of this Excel workbook. There is nothing else to solve in step number 1. That's why we're gonna move to next step of the assignment, that is step number 2. Your first task is to sort the data set on the apparel worksheet. Ensure the apparel worksheet is active. Sort the data by week in alphabetical order, and then further sort it by category in alphabetical order. So now we are supposed to sort the data given in apparel worksheet by 2 levels. First is by week in alphabetical order, and second one is by category in alphabetical order. So click anywhere into the data on the apparel worksheet, go to the home tab. In editing section you can see this symbol, click custom sort. So first we are supposed to sort the data. Sort the data by week in alphabetical order. So we will select week here, and order should be alphabetical, that should be A to Z. Now we are supposed to add another level, and now we are supposed to sort the data by category in alphabetical order, that's mean A to Z, as it is mentioned in the instruction, by category in alphabetical order and by week in alphabetical order. Okay, so we have selected the order and fields. So now click OK. So we have sorted the data on the apparel worksheet, and that is all about step number 2. Now we are supposed to do next step, that is step number 3, and that is saying you want to focus on apparel sales within 1 month. You will insert subtotal rows to display total sales by week 1 and 2 and by category. Use the subtotal feature to insert subtotal rows by week to calculate the totals for the quantity sold and gross revenue. Add a second subtotal without removing the first subtotal by category to calculate the totals for the quantity sold and gross revenue. So okay, so now we are supposed to insert the subtotal rows into the apparel worksheet. So we will go to the apparel worksheet, click into the data tab. Okay, click on data tab and go to outline, and here you can see subtotal. Okay, so first subtotal we are supposed to insert the subtotal rows by week. Okay, so field should be at each change in week. Okay, so we will select at each change in week because we are going to insert the subtotal rows by week. Okay, then this should calculate the totals for the quantity sold and gross revenue. So the function that we are supposed to use should be sum because we are going to get the total. So we will use the sum function and it will total the quantity sold. So we will check the box for the quantity sold and we will check the box for the gross revenue. We are inserting the subtotal rows by week that will calculate the totals for the quantity sold and gross revenue. Click OK. So we have inserted the subtotal rows. So now again we are supposed to insert the subtotal rows. So go to data tab again, go to outline and click subtotal. Now we are supposed to add or insert the subtotal rows by category. Okay, so now we will select the category here. Okay, that will calculate the totals for the quantity sold and gross revenue. So again the sum function we will use because we are going to get the totals. So we will use the sum function and again select the fields quantity sold and gross revenue, but make sure that we will uncheck this box that is saying replace current subtotal because this is mentioned in the instruction that without removing the first subtotal. Okay, so we will uncheck this box and we will click OK. So we have inserted the subtotal rows as required in step number 3. So that is all about step number 3. So now we are supposed to do next step, that is step number 4. To focus on the gross revenue, you will apply an outline and collapse columns. Create an automatic outline and collapse the outline above gross revenue. So now we are supposed to insert or create an automatic outline. So again go to the apparel worksheet, go to data tab again, go to outline and in group you can see auto outline. Click that one and click modify existing outline, click OK. So we have inserted or we have created a automatic outline. So now we are supposed to collapse the outline above gross revenue. One second, gross revenue, this one. So we have collapsed the outline above gross revenue. We can see only gross revenue. Okay, so that is all about step number 4. So we have completed 4 steps for this assignment. Now we are supposed to do next step, that is step number 5. Next you want to create a blank pivot table and then name it. Display the quarter 1 worksheet and create a blank pivot table on a new worksheet. So first we are supposed to open that and we are supposed to insert a blank pivot table on a blank worksheet. So click anywhere into the data, go to insert tab, click pivot table and click from table. So we are creating a pivot table based on this table on a new worksheet. Select this option and click OK. So this will be a blank pivot table will be created. Click OK. So we have created a blank pivot table. Okay. Now this is saying do not add data to data models. We have not added the data to data models. Name the pivot table quarter 1 sales. So we will give this pivot table name. Go to design tab. Pivot table analyze. And here click this one and here you can see pivot table name and here we are supposed to give the name that is quarter 1 worksheet. So we will simply type the name here that is the quarter 1 worksheet and we will press enter. So now you can see the name here as well, quarter 1 sales. Okay, now it is saying change the name of the worksheet to sales pivot table, this one. Okay, so we are supposed to rename the sheet which has the pivot table. So we will right click on that and we will click rename and we will give new name that is sales pivot table. So we will type the name and we will press enter. So we have renamed the rename the worksheet that has the pivot table. Okay, so that is all about step number 5, where we were supposed to create a blank pivot table, then we were supposed to give a name to the pivot table, then we were supposed to rename the worksheet. Okay, so that is all about step number 5. So now we are supposed to do next question, that is question number 6. Okay, the pivot table should determine total number of items sold and the total gross revenue by category for the first quarter. Place the category field in rows. Place the gross revenue and quantity sold field as values. So first we are supposed to place the category fields in rows. Go to the pivot table worksheet, select the category field, drag it to the rows. Okay. So we have placed the category field into the rows section. Now we are supposed to place the gross revenue and quantity sold field into the values. Okay, so we will drag the gross revenue, this one, into the values area, and also quantity sold into the values area below the gross revenue field. So that is all about step number 6, where we were supposed to place the category field into the rows, then we were supposed to place the quantity sold and gross revenue fields into the values area, and that is the final form of this pivot table that we have created. So that is all about step number 6, and now we are supposed to do next question, that is question number 7, and question number 7 is saying you will format the values in the pivot table to look more professional and change the custom names that displays as column headings. Modify the sum of gross revenue field with the custom name total gross revenue. Okay, and apply the accounting number format with 0 decimal places. So go to the workbook, and when you will click on sum of gross revenue, left click on that, here you can see values field setting. Otherwise select this, and here in the pivot table analyze setting you can see value field setting. Okay, we are supposed to give new name, custom name should be total gross revenue, and click number format, and we are supposed to apply accounting number format with 0 decimal places. So we will select accounting number format with 0 decimal places and click OK and click OK. So that is all about step number 7, where we were supposed to give custom name to this and we were supposed to apply accounting number format. Okay. Now we are supposed to do next question, that is question number 8. Modify the sum of quantity sold field with the custom name total quantity sold. Okay, and apply number format with 0 decimal places and select the use 1000 separator option. So now we are supposed to modify the sum of quantity field, this one. Select this one, go to field setting and give new custom name, that is the total quantity sold. So you will type the custom name here, again go to number format, we are supposed to apply number format, 0 decimal places, and we are supposed to use 1000 separators, so we will check this box. Okay, so we are applying number format with 0 decimal places and we are supposed to use the 1000 separator, this one. Okay, click OK, click OK. So now you can see the new name here. Okay, total quantity sold and number format has been applied to these values. Okay, and that is all about step number 8. So we have completed 8 steps of this assignment so far, and now we are supposed to do next step, that is step number 9. Now you want to insert a timeline so that you can filter the pivot table by month. Insert a timeline for the month field. Click or select matched to filter the pivot table to display only March data. Cut the timeline and paste it cell A9, set the timeline with width 3.3 inches. So go to workbook, and here at pivot table analyze tab you can see insert timeline. Click that one, select month. Okay, click OK. So we have inserted the timeline. Now this is saying we are supposed to cut the timeline and we are supposed to paste it in cell A9. cut this and go to cell A9 and paste it here. Okay. Then set the timeline width to 3.3. So go to timeline and here you can see the width and make it to 3.3. Okay. And here we will select March. This one. So now we can see only March data, okay, because we are supposed to select, click or select March, okay, to filter the pivot table. So now you can see only March data, okay. So that is all about step number 9. So we have completed 9 steps of this assignment and now we are supposed to do next question, that is question number 10. You want to create a pivot table to display percentages in a pie chart and set a pivot chart pie chart that depicts the categories and gross revenues. Cut the chart and paste it in cell D1. Go to pivot table, analyze tab, and here you can see pivot chart. Click that one and here we are supposed to select pie chart. We are going to insert pivot chart that should be a pie chart. Okay, click OK. So we have inserted the pie chart. Okay, now we are supposed to cut the chart and we are supposed to paste it in cell D1. D1 is here, paste it in D1. Okay, this one. So that is all about step number 10 where we were supposed to create a pivot chart. So now let me do step number 11. Next, you want to remove the legend and display data labels. Remove the legend, display data labels in the best fit position with only the category name and percentage labels. Go to the chart, click chart, go to chart element and uncheck the box for the legend because we are supposed to remove the legend. Unchecks. Now you can see the legend has been disappeared. Click data labels, click more options. Now we are supposed to add the data label that should have the category labels. So select or check the box for the category name, remove the values and then select the checkbox for the percentage. Now our data labels has the category name and percentages and the location or label position should be best fit. So best fit is already selected. Okay. That is all about step number 11. Now we are supposed to do step number 12. You are ready to finish the pivot chart by adding a title and changing the width. Change the title to gross revenue and change the chart width to 3.9. So we will go to chart here. Title, just select this, click in formula bar and paste the name here and press enter. So we have given our title to the chart. Okay. Now select the chart, go to format and width should be 3.9. So we will change the width to 3.9. Press enter. So that is all about step number 12. So in this video, I have solved 12 steps for you. That is more than half of the assignment that I have completed for you in this video. But if you want me to do this complete assignment for you, or if you want me to do this complete course for you, including all the Word, Excel, PowerPoint or Access assignments, then you can contact me and you can hire me for your complete course. You can also hire me for your other courses like accounting, management, finance, information technology, computer sciences, all other writing assignments, mathematics or statistics. Thank you so much for watching my video. I will get back to you with another powerful solution and you can reach me out through WhatsApp or email showing at the bottom of the screen. Thank you so much again.